up, party people and magic makers? Destiny here. It is lovely to be back. Yay! So, as always, every week I come to you with a video on mindset. Something to consider, something to think about, something for you to just kind of like dig into. See, and my dog agrees. It's also an opportunity for you to share this. If you know somebody that could really listen to this message and it would make a difference for them, please feel free to share this with them and to spread this message. Also, if you have anything to say, I'd love to hear back from you. So go ahead and you can comment and like and react below. So it's been a very interesting time in our world, especially over this past week and this weekend. And I see a lot of people that don't know what to do, that don't know what the next step is, that are saying that they are barely keeping themselves above water, and then to take something else on and to add something else on, they just don't know that they can handle it. And like, I get it, right? Like, I get it. There have been so many times where I have felt super overwhelmed, super stressed out. I didn't know which way was up. And I literally felt like, oh, this is what it's like to feel like you're drowning, right? Like my nose was not even above water. It was like I would get a couple of times where I could get it up above water, but it like the water level was like right here. And that being said, I've been having a lot of conversations with people that are feeling that right now. And I can't help but remember something that my father said to me. As most of you know, I grew up in Hawaii, and we have the ocean around us, and it's very rare that you don't see kids playing in the ocean. Normally, like if they're really young, the parents are taking them in, or the aunts and uncles are taking them in. However, at a certain age, the kids start going to swimming lessons and all of that, and then that way they can swim on their own. And I remember after one of my very first swimming lessons, one of the first things my dad did is he took us out into the ocean. And he is the type of parent who, like, he wants to give us the space to try something on our own, but also be close enough just in case something happens, right? So he let me go, and I was swimming and doing pretty well. And then I wasn't. And the waves were coming, and I was panicking, and like I was definitely going underwater, bobbing up and down as much as I could, and trying to stay afloat, but completely forgetting all of the training that I had, everything that I had learned, and it was now in survival mode. And on the occasions where I did get my head above water, I could see that my dad was walking towards me. He was working his way to get out to me. And he kept yelling. And I was like, he's yelling something. What is he yelling? And finally, I was able to like hold myself up, and I heard him say, "Put your feet down." And I bobbled underneath a little bit, and I came back up, and he was yelling, "Put your feet down." And I was like, put my feet down? And then I did, and I realized I could touch the sand. And I stood up, and I was just sort of in this state of shock, like, what just happened here? And he got out to me. He's like, "Are you okay?" He like grabbed me, and we were walking in. When we were back up on shore and we were talking about it, he was like, in the beginning, you may have been too far out to have put your feet down, but the waves had brought you in. And so at some point you could put your foot down and touch the ground. And I realized like that applies to now, right? When we are feeling like we are drowning, when we are feeling like there's no other way, it's usually because we are struggling to figure out how to do it on our own. And yes, I get that can happen. And that's like a go-to for a lot of people. And it doesn't have to be. One of the things that we get to be mindful about, and we get to pause and take just a moment about, is just putting our feet down. What does that mean for you? What makes you feel grounded? What makes you feel like stable? In these unstable, uncertain, just times where there is, just so much we are being shown on the media, so much pain, so much suffering, so much anger. And not that any of that is wrong, it is just simply what is happening. How can you feel grounded enough that you can put your feet down so you can actually do something? Because see, when you're attempting to survive and you are struggling to just keep your own head up above water, you can't do a whole hell of a lot. You can't really do shit except for try to keep yourself alive. But when you're able to put your feet down, to ground yourself, and then go, okay, now what? You can do something. You can make a difference. You can make a change. Now, what that looks like for you, it's up to each person individually, right? Like, you all know the thing that you're being called to do. And if you don't, find that out. Find that out, because it's important that we have that in the world now for you to make that difference, okay? But you gotta put your feet down. You gotta be able to feel that sand underneath you, okay? And I know the next question, well, what if I put my feet down and the sand isn't there? Great, pick your feet up and float. Float. What's gonna happen? Either the waves are gonna push you in or they're gonna take you out. And people are so scared to be taken all the way out because of all of the unknown fears that come of it. What if there's a shark? What if there's this? What if there's that, Destiny? Yeah, so what? What if you just relax and just let it take you to someplace new, someplace different? Yeah, maybe scary, but what if that's the place that you're supposed to be? What if that's the new that you've been fighting all along, and if you just don't resist and you just let yourself be taken there, it could be a really beautiful and amazing ride. And don't get me wrong, I struggle with that too, because I'm like, nope, right where I am is pretty comfortable, until I go, wait, but is it? And then when I pull in the fact that I know what my energetic addictions are, it's anger and frustration, and I like feeling those, then I'm like, well, what if I just let that go, and I stopped and I allowed and I just let myself be taken where I need to be taken? What could that look like then? Right? So I think right now is an opportunity for all of us to put our feet down and see if we touch sand. And if we do, great. Get grounded. What's next? Get yourself into a place where you can do something. And if we can't touch ground, what if we just stop resisting and we float? And we just float. And we see where we land. Scary? Maybe. Shocking? Maybe. Really amazing? I'm gonna guess, hell yeah. Hell yeah. We gotta stop the struggle first. That doesn't mean don't fight the fight. It means stop the internal struggle, right? Do the work. Do the work within you. Okay? Now, some people might want to put their work out on social media, some might not, right? Like for me, I'm doing the work. I'm just not talking about it because I'm in it. And when I'm in that something, I'm like, okay, what does this mean? What does this look like? How does this work? And I'm like focused on that. I'm not focused on like, oh, everybody, this is what's happening. Plus, I'm an internal thinker. So like a lot goes on in here that I don't express outside. And so like that's something I'm working on also, so that people understand what is going on in here. And I share that. And just know that like when you do the work and you figure out that you can put your feet down or you can just relax and float, you can start doing the things that you're supposed to do, that you are meant to do, that you are called to do. Okay? And if anybody is struggling with this, please reach out. Okay? I mean, I offer free energy clearings just because I want to help and because I want like people to experience it and to release that and help them put their feet down, right? Like utilize that. Reach out to a friend. There are so many resources out there where you don't have to struggle and be bobbing up and down alone. Just hear that voice. Put your feet down. Because there is sand under you. And if there isn't, pick your feet up and float. We have that choice. All right? So I hope this helped you this week. Put your feet down. Know that you don't have to struggle. You don't have to bob up and down. We can do this. And we can get through this. And we can make a really big difference. Okay? Until next week, peace.